Hello, hello, hello. Are we here? Are we here, guys? Welcome to the stream. Let me know if you can hear me. How's it going? Just quickly let me know if you can hear me, and then let's get into America. Austin, baby. Yeehaw. You here? Lovely, 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 lovely. Welcome to the first preview that we're doing. First of all, before we start, you can hear me, right? You can hear me, and the video quality is slightly a lot poorer because I was using my main camera for the last stream, which I thought, well, if it's connected to power and it's connected as a streaming camera, it should have power. Like 3 minutes before the stream started, I was like, good night, I'm dead. So this is the laptop webcam. I'll have to figure that streaming camera out. But welcome to the stream. United States Grand Prix preview. The season mathematically at the top is over. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Because well, it's over for some people. Let me just show you, right? Because let me show you 2022 F1 season standings. Oh, you can't see this. Can you see the screen and me? You can't. I don't think you can. No, dude, my Amazon has not come at all. Wait, let me just check. The window capture should be enabled. Window capture. Right, I think you can see it now. Maybe it's because now you should be able to see the entire thing, right? So Max Verstappen has obviously won it. Let me look at the constructors, by the way, right? Red Bull are out because they've not officially won it yet, but they will. 619 to 454, and Williams are out because they've got 8, right? But let's be honest, everyone else is in a battle with someone else for sure, right? Like Ferrari, or will Ferrari be caught by Mercedes? Possibility. Another big constructor battle, Alpine versus McLaren. That's close. Right? Alpha versus Aston. That's close. Haas and Alpha Tauri are literally tied. So there's a lot to play for. Just because Max has demolished it and Williams doesn't mean anything. Right? Yeah, Red Bull will win, of course. But that's the thing, Arin. We're not talking about Red Bull versus Ferrari now. We're talking about we're talking about Ferrari versus Mercedes. Tell me, what do you guys think about that? Who's going to win that one? That's my question. Obviously, Red Bull are out of it. We know. Red Bull this weekend. I think, can they do it this weekend? Mathematically, I'm not sure. But yeah. Ferrari v Mercedes, Alpine v McLaren, Alpha v Aston, and Haas and Alpha Tauri. Literally, how is it come to this for Alpha Tauri, honestly? Like, how are they 9th? Yeah, battle of the midfield, lower midfield, even the back markers, everything is to play for. Only that one and the first and last are out. That's my question. Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, you think, so you are saying they will hold on. I think Ferrari will hold on as well, although there might be penalties coming for that's what I'm about to say. New PU, that new power unit that Leclerc is going to take potentially. I don't know if that's confirmed that he's taking it this weekend, but I think it's almost confirmed. But still, I feel like Ferrari will just hold on. But if imagine from where they started, if Mercedes can pull this off, second in the constructors, Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. Ferrari, yeah, I mean, you guys have to tell me if Ferrari have confirmed they are taking a penalty, but Leclerc is taking it. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, we can talk about updates as well. I mean, upgrades. Well, okay, before we talk about upgrades, I put out a reel yesterday, but.tech on Instagram. If I feel like most of you are here from Instagram, but if you're not, but.tech on Instagram, put out a reel yesterday. We were talking about the most wins in one F1 season, and if uh, Verstappen can break that record. And I got a few comments talking about how now Red Bull are going to leave Mexico for Checo Perez. And I was like, is that a thing? Is that, I mean, I see it. It's not that far fetched that they just decide to prioritize because they won it. I mean, surely they will kind of be caring about Max Verstappen's record, but also like if you're caring about this record, then you can care about Checo's thing as well, right? Mexico home race. So prioritizing him, that is a point as well that we can look forward to in Mexico. But yeah, we're talking about upgrades. Honestly, 4 races to go. I don't know if first of all, big upgrades. I don't think anything's coming. Right? There's no point bringing big upgrades now. Right? And also, there's no point. And also about the cost cap, I feel like most teams have blown their cost cap money. Some just above apparently, but generally, I think they're at their limits of what they plan to spend. So here's the thing, right? 4 races to go. You want to fight this battle, these huge battles, like everyone's so close to each other. But in fighting those battles, like there are teams that want to fight these battles. I mean, they want to do both things. They want to fight these battles, but they also really want data for their 2023 cars. Because you've got to remember, there are certain sets of engineers and whoever researchers and designers in every team, right? In every single of these 10 teams, there are people who have been for months, they've been only focused on the 2023 cars, not on the 22 cars, right? So there's a balance of focus that you have to balance about, do you look at fighting these 4 races, or do you do you run setups, do you run free practice sessions in the mentality, in the mind frame of preparing for 2023? That's another thing for teams to focus on as well. What do you think about that? Chicken wings, yeah, of course. Oh, you guys know the story. Yeah, Toto Wolff, another thing to talk about. I put out a story on that as well. Is I feel like it's beautiful the way he positioned himself. I mean, logically, that is how you would position yourself, right? You would say, listen, guys, you make the rules clear, then I'll play according to the rules that you set. Right? That's essentially what he's saying. Like, so it's up to the FIA. I mean, I don't know what they're still fighting about. I think it all comes down to them saying, listen, Red Bull, you've blown the cost cap. And Red Bull somehow, I know I'm not, no allegations, but Red Bull on the other side saying, no, we have not blown the cost cap. So I think that's still there. That's still what they're maintaining. I think the FIA have said, well, okay, you have blown the cost cap, excuse me. And I think something came out yesterday of them saying, well, you've blown the cost cap, this is the penalty, do you want to take it, do you want to argue it, etc. And that's where the FIA is. I feel like Red Bull are still behind that. They're like, no, we have not blown at all. I am not pleading guilty at all. Right? So I think that's where the delay comes from in terms of Why are they not telling us what is the penalty with the cost cap? It's an impasse, right? They're not. Anyway, we were here to talk about that, but we are also here to talk about Austin and generally the setup and stuff like that. And does anyone know about weather? I mean, we can just try Austin weather. What is that like? This German thing, wetter, it seems. Friday looks hot. It's not even like just. It's not even just being. Not rainy. It's apparently starts raining just after the race, but generally 32 degree for qualifying and the race and FP3 as well. So I feel like it most probably will not be it probably won't be a one-stop race, I would say, because it's generally a tire eating kind of track, but also it is a bit of a with the temperatures and stuff, it will be I mean, it's useful for us, no? I mean, if the more number of stops you do, there's more excitement to watch. So also, like, listen to this. There was a so you watch it on the race, you watch like on TV. I'm talking about the US Grand Prix Austin turn 1. Okay, like on TV it looks like it's a bit right, but I found this picture and I'm like, oh my days, how do I don't know what I searched. Yeah, it was yesterday. F1 turn 1, I don't know what I put in, but you see it from that angle, you're like, oh my god, where is this? I beg, I see it now. Look at this. Are you serious? Look at this. Imagine just walking up. This is literally, I read somewhere, this is like 40-50 meters, this height. Right? What a picture. From where they start. Imagine you walking up this. Can you even... Yeah, Austria turn 1 as well. Just goes left instead of going right. But like, it just continues to blow my mind. The F1 systems, braking systems into here, like kind of braking, you are braking in a straight line if you're being, obviously, but braking downhill and uphill in these kind of extreme situations, the way they do it, it is like Spa. I mean, not into turn 1, because they're going, like, I'm talking about the braking aspect, right? You go uphill and then you brake. I mean, you're talking about Rouge Radion, it's like you're at speed, right? Spa has less room, you are right, but it's not exactly an overtaking corner, although no one told Mark Webber about it. You guys have you seen that? Mark Webber versus Fernando Alonso, Red Bull versus Ferrari. What was it, 2012, 13? I'm not sure. Anyway, what else are you talking about? We spoke about rain, we spoke about tire weather, tire wear. Another thing I want to talk about, actually, if we can just like go on YouTube, it would be easier going uphill, braking, compared to downhill, but not compared to just braking in a straight line on a normal track. But what I want to talk about is, I want to look at, like, just go around the track and maybe look at like an onboard of a pole lap or something, and just talk about few things about the track. But will they like copyright me? I don't know. If we can like find F1 22 onboards, then maybe that helps, like from the game, pole laps, right? As compared to watching like a Hamilton thing on the F1 channel, like this one. Maybe we'll watch Brendan Lee's. Oh, come on. "2019 pole lap." It is indeed, but I'm just worried about the copyright claims. Okay, so braking as well. Right, uphill braking, they will brake in a straight line. They brake at whatever this is, 300 kph, and like turn one, if anything, would be slightly easier because you're going a bit slower, right? You're going slower because there's a traffic jam happening into turn one. So generally you would be careful, and I mean you could get wrecked into turn one on lap one, but you also could make up a lot of places, huh? Right? But generally on a pole lap, this is a very tricky situation, and uh, this, like the entire, actually we can just like look at, I mean not just look at, but also track layout, just to give you an idea of where we are and what we're doing, right? This circuit, Austin, the way you see it, right, sector 1 is a mix of, there are straights. What is cracking? Hello. What is going on? Static noise still from the phone. My phone's off, dude. I mean, it's not off, but I'm not putting anything into it. Okay, it's all good now. Okay, sorry about that. I have no idea what is going on, so I don't know what to fix. But just looking at the track, right, we see it's a very interesting track because it's got long straights. It's got long straights. It's got fast sweeping corners. It's this sector that we're gonna see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 even, right? That's the, let's say, Suzuka kind of vibe, if you will. Suzuka, where else can we think of? Brazil at the start, I mean, not really, but generally that sort of fast sweeping corner vibe, plus the long straights, right? But look at this sector, this yellow sector, sector 3, is such slow corners. They're like under 100 kph, some of the, like U-turns, hairpins, 90-degree corners. So there is a lot of time to be gained here. So you do optimize for downforce, you do optimize for traction, because I'll show you now. It's because let's just play this through. This is the Suzuka SS I was talking about. Like, you need a lot of aero grip just for these medium speed corners, like the direction changes, left right, and not losing anything, right? But then when you come out of this, especially the big ones, like after this, right, again, heavy braking into this left, precise braking, right? And then this one, this is a 1 kilometer straight, a 1 kilometer long as straight. And imagine, like, so what do? You look at this, it is like Jada. Like, you look at this 1 kilometer straight, and initially you're like, okay, we should have low downforce then, right? Because imagine the amount of drag here if you have a high downforce setup. But that is exactly what not to do, because you will lose a lot here through the drag, right? It is true, but the gains you make from the next sector is everything. I mean, honestly, like, if we go back also, if we have a high downforce setup, right, the front wings are really front wingy in nature, and essentially what we're saying is, don't have understeer, right? When you turn in, you know exactly where the tires turn in, right? You have complete control over that, because if you don't and you're understeering a lot, imagine you come in here, the next is a 1 kilometer straight. If you understeer here, yeah, if you don't get exactly what you wanted, imagine you're here or whatever, you just lazily you went out, right? Imagine how much that would cost you the next entire kilometer. Exactly, especially the not understeering into the corner, and then when you're out of the corner, you're not losing any speed. If you lose speed, all of this, whatever he's doing here, 293 kph, potentially doing 270 kph, 275 kph, and that will compound, it's gone. Like you've lost 3, 4, 5 tenths here. So again, now look at how much again here, down, no understeer, into that corner, push out, right? Good traction. Again, that it keeps happening in the entire, this, especially this sector, but any corner into which you're going, and then it compounds into a straight, right? This is everything in this. So it is, let's say, mostly slow speed, medium speed, and then the straights. Although the straights look a lot, as in, like this straight looks like a lot of straight, and the back straight looks like a lot of straight. You don't like, there is a bit of a, obviously I'm not saying you make a high downforce setup like it's Monaco or something, but even if there's a balance that you're making, you're still making it in the a high downforce, on the high downforce side and not the low downforce side, because of exactly what I said, right? Because imagine without that, the amount of time that he would lose. What was it last year? I want to know what is the United States last year, 2021 USGP. What is the pole lap? I want to know this year as well. New tires, heavier cars. Max Verstappen, 132.9 was the pole position last year. Right, again, so it's not looking good for everyone else, because Max, I was hoping it was maybe Mercedes dominated last year, and I know it's new tires, new cars and everything. I was hoping there was a bit of history towards someone else, but nope. Max Verstappen, pole by 2 tenths over Lewis Hamilton, and Checo was there as well last year. And finished with Max. How far away from it was Lewis? Not that far. Okay, so they did have race pace last year, but again, it's still not looking good. I mean, maybe this weekend, if we had to make predictions, what do you guys saying? Let me know what the predictions are. I'm gonna say again, I mean, it would be a shot in the dark for me to, I mean, say anything but Verstappen, so I will say Verstappen. But I'm really hoping for someone else to pick it up. I mean, I know he will get the record sometime in the next 4. Like, he'll get 2, right? Even if they prioritize Checo for Mexico, he will still get 2. Now, let's be honest about it. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, we had Antonio Giovinazzi as well. I miss that guy. Seb win. Are you all right? You okay? I know we speak from the heart, but are you okay? Yeah, I honestly don't remember what happened last year. My memory is very short-lived. You saying Mick as in, or from Haas as in how? I don't exactly remember. I honestly, like, even if Mercedes loses, like if this happens this weekend also, that is still a huge thing, because it have 2022 Red Bull losing to a 2022 Mercedes by only 1.3 seconds. I'll take that, at least. That gives me hope for the next three races. Danny Rick on the podium. I don't know, he's on a horse, but will he be on the podium? I'm not sure. Again, it will be very useful if he plucks something out because they desperately need it. What was last weekend? I think Alpine did well. Or see, my memory is just I watch everything and then I forget everything. 2022 Japanese Grand Prix, Japanish Grand Prix. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh correct. Yeah, so again, you look at that, Ricardo not in the points, Norris barely. So they're coming off a bit of a rubbish weekend while Alpine were. So it's going to be, if he did what he did on the horse, if he can replicate that in the McLaren car. Also, about the McLaren car, did you guys see the screens that they put out for advertisement? Do you guys see that? How do you McLaren McLaren F1 ads screen? This is new. Lopnik. 7 points. Seb has done well. I think, I don't know, I don't remember. But where is it? So this one, can we like play a video, or is that not a? Let's have a look. McLaren ad screen F1. Dude, why is this? So essentially, what they've done is these. You look at this. Like usually, there's livery on an F1 car, right? All of this Oracle, everything is livery. But this, from an implementation point of view, it is not a big deal. Maybe put like a Raspberry Pi or something, and you can like, sorry, you can get this ad. But the idea of like you can rotate ads, right? And I believe they said you can do this even when the cars are on track. So when the PR team goes to sponsors and offers them packages of this is what we can give, and let's say maybe one of the teams, one of the brands, let's say like Chrome, Google Chrome or Tezos, let's say they don't, let's say they say a smaller company say, well, we don't have money to give you permanent branding, I mean to pay for permanent branding. They can say, okay, we can like put it on during the end of the race ceremony or whatever, when it can be seen, and you pay just for that, and then we'll take it off or something. So it opens up a lot of packages, but it's from an implementation point of view, it's not very complex. Won't that add weight? Yeah, I mean like you can do it on like an Arduino Nano or something, which barely adds weight. Let's say max to max, maybe it adds 150 grams. So 150 grams, obviously I feel like they're just demoing it. I don't know if they're going to run this weekend. I mean, they will run this weekend, but will they run this weekend in the race? Not sure. But if they're just promoting it, debuting it, they can just put it out in FP1. And also it's a good opportunity to see, right? To see where we can add weight, where we can remove it in FP1, see if it really affects them. Obviously they're not that on those fine margins, especially remember when Williams at the start of the year they were like stripping off paint and all just to get like 10-50 grams off. I don't think the teams generally are there at this point, so trialing a 150 gram device for this new thing, 160 grams, so I was close. So I don't think that's a big deal. It's a good idea, especially from a marketing point of view. Off the sponsor when they crash. Imagine it's some sort of an ironic thing. Maybe it's like a safety brand or something, and your car is smashed up and the screen's like, oh, we take care of your safety. That'll be funny. Like, turn it off. Dude, what is going on with my mic? Static noise, it seems. Keep my phone away. Electronic interference, you're talking about mine or the McLarens? I mean, yeah. from the electronic interference, the AMI, I mean, doesn't that happen with, it's entirely another electronic system. The F1 car has hundreds of electronic systems already on the car. Doesn't really, does it distract drivers? I mean, where is this? Like, I want to see an entire, I want to see a full screen and see where it is on the side. So that way, it's like, it feels like, where is this on the car? Where is it in story continues? Where is the, I don't think it will interfere, or even I don't feel like the drivers even take notice of it. I feel like it's on the like side body areas, right? So if that is the case, then I don't think they'll even see it. I don't think it's like bright flashing. There's no they put out text, or even if they put out pictures, I feel like they still won't see it. I don't think distraction to drivers, I don't think can be a problem. No. You guys have any anything else to talk about? I feel like yeah, man. What else do we talk about? Is it no? Is it under the halo? Is there really no other picture of this? Surely there are other pictures of this. News. What is all this? That's not what I want. McLaren FP1 USA ad screen. Yeah, why would it be under the halo? It's going to be on the side so that people can see it. But is this the only photo that they have? How is that a thing? Or am I like typing something stupid? But I feel like it's like here, so that when the TV looks at it, they can see it. Obviously, they can't put it anywhere else, if we're being honest. Can Mercedes catch Ferrari in the constructors? Long shot, not even a long shot, medium shot, but I think Ferrari will just hold on. It will be incredibly impressive of Mercedes to make that happen. Right, digital screen, okay, fair enough. USA digital. See, where is this? This isn't on the side part, it's on like the side of the car. I swear I'd seen like a proper, anyway, if you guys find it, where's this? Exactly, this is on the side of the car, right? This is the cockpit. Yeah, so it's here. It's here. You guys see it? It is here. So that's perfect, I think. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's see, how does a driver see like here? How do you see that other drivers distract? No, it's flat, right? Even if I put a TV like this and you're driving 200 kph next to me, how do you see what's going on? Even if there's like bright videos playing, maybe very bright, maybe you see a flash, right? But I mean, if they're just gonna do it in FP1 and it's never run before, we'll find out, right? Don't worry about it, we'll find out. It is next to a seat, yeah. Cost cap, dude, we already spoke about it at the start of the thing. There is an impasse. Draw. They've called it. They've not called a draw, but they're acting like a draw has been called. So yeah, I feel like it will take a bit more time. Light might reflect off the mirror. Yeah, I mean, it's like you're trialing something for the first time. I feel like brightness will be modulated so that the camera picks it up, but it's not overly bright. I mean, it is part of like the environment. Like it's an afternoon, 32 degrees summer, whatever, right? So if I put a TV on outside, how much can you really see? It's not that bright. Maybe if we trial this exact thing on a night race, maybe if they brought it to Singapore, that would have been interesting. Or maybe when they bring it to Abu Dhabi, But I feel like we'll find out when we get to FP1, which is in how many hours? A few hours from now. In India, is rough, no, now, like 3 o'clock and all the race. It is. I think the race for me is 9 p.m. I believe, but quali is like whatever time. No, see, the race is 9 o'clock. Quali is midnight, which is still not bad compared to 3:30, 4 o'clock. I sympathize, but I mean, we sympathize now. But people who live in America, they've been like, this is what we've been dealing with the entire the entire season. So you deal with it now. We get, even in India, we get it like when I was there last month. It was like, oh, 7:30, 8 o'clock, easy, comfortable time on a Saturday evening or Sunday evening. So let the Americans have their fun, no? Right now, I don't. I am in Germany, but I was in India last week. No, last month. What else? What else are we talking about? Can you see Lewis winning a race this week? This season, with 4 races to go. I mean, I feel like no. I mean, it could happen. It could happen. Let's be honest. But with 4 races to go, with everything being a normal circumstance race, then it won't happen. But obviously, anything could happen, like when Gasly won or Ocon won, things like that. It's not that bad because he's still in a Mercedes. But I feel like Mercedes are really will strongly use these last 4 races to gather data, gather info for the 23 car. I feel like that is very strong. Like, I don't really care. They are Mercedes. They've got the money. Although coming second will help them a lot, but it won't help them as much as, gaining a constructor's place helps someone else like a Haas, right? So Mercedes will slightly favor data collection for the 2023 car. I feel like someone else was saying, I think in my DMs or in on a comment yesterday, they were like, Verstappen missed out on this year. Verstappen missed out on the 9 race win record, correct? Which Seb has from 2013. And someone was like, oh, you can easily do that next year. He's in such a prime, etc. And I feel like there is no way that can happen. If it was going to happen, it should have happened this year, because it's a rule change, a regulation change, 22 season. And everyone else, like, see where Mercedes were at the start of the year, bouncing like hell, and now they're challenging for second, right? So it feels like with this data, with how much resources Mercedes have, there is no way they don't use all of this, and they're going to be a lot stronger next year. So I'm not saying Verstappen won't be world champion or everything's dead for next year for Red Bull. Obviously, they will be the stronger ones. They got a head start. But generally, it won't be as dominant as it was this year. Next year, I feel like the others, as in Ferrari, Mercedes, especially, I feel like Mercedes really, people feel like I'm a hater of Mercedes. I don't care. But yeah, it's going to be a lot closer next year. This year, with 4 races to go, data collection might stop them from like proper, but there is chance. Obviously, podium, Mercedes, I feel like for the second half of the season, they've always had a chance of getting a podium here and there. So that's not a new thing. But getting a race win, potentially, but I wouldn't hang my hopes on it. What else was that? What is your opinion on USA taking over F1? It's I don't know. It's just, well, you're talking about next year. It's gonna be Miami, Austin, and Vegas. It is a new audience. There are a lot of people for you to cater to, and people Americans just, especially after Drive to Survive, they've really taken to Formula One. So why wouldn't they trial a third race in America? I don't think they are taking over F1 as of yet, but 3 races there, especially considering Audi are coming into F1. Or who dropped out? Yeah, Audi are coming into F1. Porsche are not coming into F1, but it's still Audi coming into F1. We have no German race. We have no race here. What is going on? But America, we're going, and Andretti is like, please let us in. And no, but we're gonna have 3 races in America. It's like, from a commercial sense, I assume it makes sense for them now, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long these 3 races last on the calendar, and like general public interest in Formula One. Does that warrant having 3 races? We'll see in like the next 2 to 3 years, maybe. I said greatest rivalry in F1 history. What is it? We can talk about. I mean, that's not for right now. This is the USGP preview. But generally, just talking about who could it be? It's Senna and Prost, Vettel and Alonso. That was a thing. Schumacher had Schumacher had beef with everyone. So it was Schumacher and Hakkinen. Then it was, I mean, Schumacher really didn't get troubled by a lot of people. Hamilton v Vettel was a huge one a few years ago, 2016-17 vibes. 2016, of course, the greatest driver to have ever won a race against Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton versus Rosberg was a huge one. Schumacher versus Alonso towards the end was a bit like, a David versus Goliath kind of moment, 2005 and 6. Essentially, Alonso in a Renault made Schumacher retire, if that is not a controversial thing to say. So there have been a lot of them, even back in the day, 76, Senna and Hunt, Fittipaldi, even before that, Jackie Ixie, Stewart, and these guys. Who else was there? Mansell, and Schumacher and exactly, in equal machinery. A very important thing to say. Those are the words that were eluding me. Who else was in even Schumacher's era? Like before he became 5-year 2000 to 2004 Schumacher. Before that, when he was Benetton and Schumacher, or even like before they got their stuff together, Ferrari. 97, 96, he had he had rivalries with Damon Hill, with Villeneuve. There's so many. Like we can have an entire 2 years about this, 2 hour session about this. So there have been, Formula One is all about rivalries. That's what makes it insane. Yeah, Schumacher had beef with a lot of people. You remember when Schumacher went running into the pits to fight David Coulthard because he was going slow and in the rain, and Schumacher crashed to the back of him. Schumacher's had a life. I mean, I hope he's better now, dude, honestly. We talk about anything else, or are we done for the day? I said a quick 30-ish minute stream. I covered all the points that I wanted to talk about. And I also kind of, it's only whatever time it is, 6 o'clock. I am not done with work. So do you see the laptop in the background? I have to open it again and start working. So it's not end of the day kind of stream, so we can't go on for too long. But we'll just talk about a couple of things and maybe end it for the day. What is it? What else are we talking about? What else? Talk about Checo. I mean, done well in Singapore, really well. I called it. I called it his best ever race, and I got way too many questions about what about Bahrain when he won with Force India or Aston Martin. But no, I still believe, and I told you why in that reel, Bhat.tech on Instagram. You go and check that out. I gave you my reasoning as to why that was his best race, even better than Bahrain 2020. What else we talking about? What do McLaren? Okay, last question. I'm not sorry. We'll live stream a lot more, dude. Don't worry. We'll keep coming live. This is way more fun just to talk generally, and also not having to edit. So, my boss doesn't care. like we don't have timings and all. We just when I'm not in office. Yesterday I was, but if I'm not in office, I'll stop at like 5 o'clock and I'll come back and I'll work till like 8 9. It's all cool. The last one we're talking about, what does McLaren have to do to overtake Alpine? McLaren are 13 points behind, and I don't want to say this, but they are kind of one driver short, with Ricardo being on a horse this entire year, if I may say so myself. But they are coming off a bit of a lull from last race, when 4 and 6 it was with Alpine, and it was 10 and 11 for McLaren. That's not good. So I just we'll find out maybe after FP2. We'll see McLaren maybe. I mean, obviously in FP2 they'll do their race simulation runs. Maybe I'll put it up on stories if I see a good chunk of data that they capture for the race simulation, and let's see if they're anywhere close with their setup. I mean, obviously there are bigger, better minds in Formula One and at McLaren. Everyone knows what they're doing. So hopefully, I don't know. I don't really care about Alpine versus McLaren. I don't care who's fourth, who's fifth, but I hope it's close. I hope it's not a pantsing this weekend as well. I hope it's not again Alpine 4 and 5 and McLaren out of the points. I hope that does not happen, but I hope it goes down to the. I hope 2 and 3, 2 versus 3 and 4 versus 5 goes down to Abu Dhabi. That's what I hope for. Yes, way more grip there. Yes, there's a rubber saddle, no? That's why he has a lot more grip on the horse. There is no chance of rain, dude. Like, at least from what we saw, I think I had some screen open. It was 32 degrees and it was sunny as heck. It says rains on Monday, but no one cares what happens on Monday. So we are good. Hopefully that was a decent enough stream for a preview. We can do a review if you guys like this one. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know down in the chat. We are gonna end this in a bit. Hit the like button. As a YouTuber, I'm not a YouTuber. I mean, I am a YouTuber, but I have to say these things. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. Bell icon, whatever that is, do that also. But we're gonna be, we're gonna be regular with our streams because this is so much fun, right? Thank you so much. It is raining in Bangalore. Obviously, I've heard a lot about this. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. And choose. All good. See you. Enjoy the race. We will be. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. Bhat.tech. But because things that happen during the race, I'll keep putting it on stories. Maybe I'll keep jinxing it, like a few people say. But hopefully it's not a jinx. I will not jinx any important things this weekend. I mean, there are no important things. Max Verstappen has won the championship. I can say anything. Right? Cheers. All right. See you next stream, which will be soon. I have to go back to work.